Hi guys, and happy 9th day of Vlogmas. If you are new here, if you have come from watching all of the really fun Secret Santa swap videos, welcome to my channel. I really hope you will consider sticking around and subscribing. To all of my normal subscribers, good morning to you guys as well. Thanks as always for being here. If you guys watched my video yesterday, you will know that I was out photographing my last wedding of the season. It was super cold, and so today is just kind of like a recovery day. So I wanted to just kind of make this video, sit down, chat with all of you guys, keep it like super like low-key, relaxing. So I hope you don't mind. Hopefully you enjoy this. But I have been wanting to bring back this tag for the longest time. So this is the Disney Pins from Around the World challenge. It was started by Emily over at Zippity Doo Disney. I'll leave her information down below, so definitely go and check out her original video if you haven't already. So she created this tag, I believe like towards the beginning of this year, and it was honestly like before I even started getting into pins or anything like that. But I have seriously been wanting to do this for so long. I feel like this tag was like made for me. So basically what it is you are supposed to show a Disney pin from every single park around the world. Isn't that like awesome? I am so excited to show you kind of what I have from all over the place. If you're new here and you don't know, I have been to every park other than Shanghai, so when we get to that, I'll kind of talk about that a little bit more. But I have lived in Japan, Johnny and I lived in Hong Kong for a few years, so definitely frequented the Asian parks as much as we possibly could. We had passes, we would go all of the time. Unfortunately, like I said, we've just gotten into pins this year, so we didn't buy like too many from our trips, but I do think we have a couple of really special ones that I'll be sharing with you guys today. So I think for this, I am going to start in California and just kind of like sweep my way across the world that way, because I think that will be easiest. I have all of my pins here on a Pinfolio page to make it nice and easy for me to just like grab them off and talk about them with you guys. So let's go ahead and get started. So like I said, starting in California, we have two different parks. We have Disneyland and we have Disney California Adventure. So I will talk about Disneyland first, which is this castle pin. So the Disneyland castle is my absolute favorite. Like Sleeping Beauty, it's pink. Like that's pretty much like reason alone right there for me is that it is pink, but I just think it is so cute. Love Cinderella's castle too, like nothing wrong with that. Like it's huge and tall and like grandeur, but like I don't know, there's just something really like special and just adorable about the Sleeping Beauty castle at Disneyland. So that's why I have chosen this pin. And this one is just like bedazzled to the max. It has a bunch of like rhinestones in it everywhere. And I just think that this pin is gorgeous and I love it. So then next, moving over to Disney California Adventure. This was actually a little bit hard for me because I don't have like a lot of attraction type pins, and those are more the pins that they offer in that park. I did go to the opening of Pixar Pier this past summer, but unfortunately they didn't release any of the Pixar Pier pins until like maybe 2 or 3 weeks after the opening, so I didn't even get a Pixar Pier pin, which was really unfortunate. But all throughout the summer, they were doing kind of like these monthly releases to kind of hype up Pixar Pier. They would release usually like a set of 4 themed to a different Pixar movie. So we do have the little alien from Toy Story. So really glad to have this. If you guys don't know, if you are new here, my husband Johnny, his main collection is this little Toy Story alien. It is his absolute favorite. Like legit, it has been his favorite Disney character since like 1995. So we have been working on collecting this little guy, so definitely glad to have this little Pixar Pier cutie version of him. I think this is adorable as well. He almost looks more like Japanese, almost like a kokeshi, kind of like chibi style alien. Like, he's just adorable. Look at that little face. And he's a pretty tiny pin, so here you can kind of see size. So I feel like that just makes him even more adorable. So now we are going to be traveling to Florida for Walt Disney World. So as far as I'm concerned, Walt Disney World has 4 main parks. We've got Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Animal Kingdom, and Hollywood Studios. Yes, they have like water parks and things like that, but I did not count that in my video, at least, because I don't know, I have never been to a water park. Do people actually go to those? I don't know. But yes, we will be just doing the 4 main parks down in Florida. So to start it all off, I think we pretty much have to start with Magic Kingdom. This is probably one of my favorite Magic Kingdom pins because, of course, when I think Magic Kingdom, I pretty much instantly think of the castle, and this is Ariel in front of the castle, and I love this one because it is her with her pink dress. So I do collect Ariel when she is in her pink dress. Obviously, like I said, I love everything pink and girly, and Ariel is my favorite princess. She came out in '89, I came out in '89, we just kind of hit it off that way. So I love this one again. This is an older Walt Disney World pin, and it's still pretty cute. So moving on, we have Animal Kingdom. I had never been to Animal Kingdom until earlier this year, and I have to say it is definitely up there with my favorite parks. Like, I just love animals, and it's just like such a unique experience, especially like the safari ride and stuff like that. Like, it was just so much fun, and they do have like an Asia themed section, so that's why I picked up this pin, just because, like I said, I have lived in Asia. I love Asia. When I went to university, I like studied about Asia. It was part of my degree, so I thought that this pin was perfect. So this again is a pretty old pin. I believe it is from the year 2000, so almost 18 years old now. It's a shame that I didn't get to visit Animal Kingdom until they were celebrating their 25th anniversary, but I think that this pin is just really unique. It almost looks like it's kind of like in Sanskrit, the way they designed Asia, and yeah. This one is a really fun little Animal Kingdom pin. So next we have Hollywood Studios. I also just recently kind of technically went to Hollywood Studios for the first time this year as well, because back when I went as a kid, it was still MGM. So this year, Toy Story Land opened. I unfortunately have not been to Toy Story Land yet. I visited the park about a month before it was open, so hopefully we will get down there soon because we are super excited about this ride. It is the Alien Swirling Saucers ride. So I had actually picked this one up right when the park opened, and this was actually before Johnny started collecting pins. I just thought that this would be cute to have since I knew he liked aliens, and well, kind of triggered a whole mass like alien collection. But I think this pin is really pretty. The planet part looks like a pizza with some toppings, and it's like a sandblasted kind of effect. And it is a dual layer pin, so the alien in his little spaceship is on a separate layer in the front. And last from the Florida parks, we have my personal favorite park, which is Epcot. I just love everything that Epcot stands for. I love the World Showcase, getting to like see all of the different countries, all the different festivals that they hold down at Epcot. Like, it is by far my favorite Florida park. And so when I did go to Disney World this summer, or I guess late spring, I was there for the Flower and Garden Festival. It was my first time ever attending, and honestly ever attending any sort of like special Disney event like in the US. So I of course had to pick up a pin, and this is the Spaceship Earth like orange pin. So I mean, what is not to love about this pin? It is Spaceship Earth. It is meant to look like a Florida orange. It's got the little orange blossoms on top, and I just think this is so pretty. And it is a limited edition pin from the event, so obviously they no longer sell this in the parks, but I am really glad to have picked this up for my collection. All right, so now we're gonna hop the Atlantic and head over to Paris Disneyland Resort. So Paris actually has 2 parks. And I feel like a lot of people forget that there are 2 parks over there, because I know the other tags that I've seen for this video, they usually just do Paris Disneyland, but there is another park called Park Walt, and it's basically their version of like Hollywood Studios as well. So there are 2. So I did luckily get to visit both of the parks in Paris back in 2014. I went on a trip to Paris with my mom, and we both went to Disneyland together, and it was so much fun. And again, even though I wasn't into pin collecting then, I still felt compelled for some reason to purchase a pin. Like I said in a previous video, it's like I knew that I would be destined to be a pin collector someday, so I'm really glad that I had picked up these pins. The first one is one of my favorite pins in my collection, and it just says Paris. It is pretty simple, very subtly Disney. It just has a couple of Mickey heads on it, but I just think that this pin is stunning. So this is just an open edition from Paris. You can see the metal part is really polished and shiny. You can see my camera reflecting, but then it's got the Eiffel Tower as the A. It has some Mickeys in all of the other letters, and then this little like bedazzled gem Mickey to like finish off the eye there. I just think that this is a gorgeous pin, and it's like super just thick and well made. It is just an open edition pin. I believe you can actually still get these in the parks. I'm not sure if you can get this one, because I've seen that they've started making them in other colors. I obviously went with this one just because it's the blue, white, and red, the colors of the French flag. But yes, I just adore this pin. Or maybe I should say, j'adore this pin. So then, like I said, the second park in Paris Disneyland Resort is Park Walt, or I guess in English they call it Walt Disney Studios Park, but it is basically Hollywood Studios. You'll find like all of the more like thrilling rides there, and they've got basically like rock and roller coaster and things like similar to our Hollywood Studios over here. So this is the pin that I have to represent that park, and it's just a little silhouette of Goofy and Mickey, and then they are riding a roller coaster. Behind it you have like the water tower, which is kind of their symbol over there, and then at the very top it just says "C'est bon," meaning it's good. Alright, so now we're gonna hop on over to the part of the world that I am most familiar with Disney park wise, and I am going to start with my favorite parks, which are Tokyo Disneyland and Tokyo Disney Sea. So together these parks make up the Tokyo Disneyland Resort, and they are just my absolute favorite, especially Tokyo Disney Sea. There's seriously just nothing else like it when it comes to Disney parks. It is truly unique. It's like the best park for adults. It is just such a fun experience, and if you ever get the chance to go, like, go. You will not regret it at all. As a Disney lover, it is just completely fabulous, and I love it. But first, we will start with Tokyo Disneyland. Tokyo Disneyland is great too. Most of it is pretty similar to like our Magic Kingdom style parks here, but they do have a few really unique rides, like Pooh's Honey Hunt. Definitely go on that if you get the chance, and then like Ride and Go Seek, which is the Monsters Inc. ride. So my pin representing Tokyo Disneyland is kind of this logo pin of theirs. So I've shown a Tokyo Disney Sea version of this recently, but I did finally track down the Tokyo Disneyland version. Just says Tokyo Disneyland on it. It is here written in katakana. So the top word up here just says Tokyo, and then the bottom word says Disney Rando, and then in the top corner here it has this cute little rhinestone Mickey Mouse. So when I got the Tokyo Disney Sea version a couple of months ago, I didn't know that they made a land version, so of course if I've got sea, I've got to find land. So I am really glad that I was able to find this one and add it to my collection as well. So now for Tokyo Disney Sea, instead of just showing you the other counterpart of that pin, I decided to pull what's probably one of my top favorite pins of my entire collection. Like, there's not a whole lot that beats this pin for me, and that is this little Sailor Berlioz. Like, this is seriously the cutest pin ever. It is from Tokyo Disney Sea, which is why he is dressed up as a little sailor, and oh my gosh, let me show you this close up. Here he is, he just looks so happy, and his head just bobbles around like, oh, I love this so much. And the coloring of this, I just think is so pretty. Usually Berlioz is just like his black or kind of dark gray self, where this he is much more pastel, and I just, like, really, is there anything cuter than this? I love this pin so much. Alright guys, we are almost done. Now we will head over to what I consider my home park, which is Hong Kong Disneyland. So yeah, even though we live in the US, like being in Chicago, I'm not really near a park right now, so I don't get to go very often. I do have a pass to Disneyland this year, but since I don't really frequent it, it still doesn't really feel like it's my home park. Like, maybe once we move closer to Disney, that'll change, but for now I still definitely like just identify with Hong Kong Disneyland. Like I said, we were there for 2 years, we had passes both of those years, and we would just go like all the friggin' time. So I just love that park so much. I could talk about it all day, give you tons of tips for visiting there, and I just feel like that's the park where I have more like insider first-hand knowledge, which is why I just still consider it home. So for this park, I am picking another one of my like OG pins. I think this is like the second pin that I ever purchased, and again, way before we were even pin collecting, I just straight up bought this pin because I thought it was really pretty. And that is this 8th anniversary of Hong Kong Disneyland castle pin. So this is a pass holder exclusive pin, which over there it's called Magic Access, and it is a limited edition of 500. And yeah, you'll notice this is like the 3rd castle pin I am showing in this video. I don't collect castles by any mean, but I just like have this like affinity towards them. So when they came out with this pin, I of course like picked it up, and it is just, again, one of the favorite pins that I own in my collection. So Hong Kong also has Sleeping Beauty's castle as theirs. It's basically a replica of the park in Disneyland. It is very similar, although as they continue to expand it with like Toy Story Land and like Grizzly Gulch and stuff like that, and the opening of Marvel Land, which is coming soon, it is becoming a little bit different from the California park, but the castle is still the same, but I love it. So again, this is for the 8th anniversary, so that's why you'll see 8 in the middle, and it's just so glittery. It's a dual layer pin again, and I just, yeah, I think this pin is incredibly pretty. All right, so now we are on to our last park, which is the most recent park to open, and that is Shanghai Disney Resort. So the Shanghai park actually opened in 2016, like a few days before Johnny and I got married, and we did fly back to Asia like right after we got married here in the US to have like a small little like wedding in Hong Kong and then go off to our honeymoon. And I thought so hard about trying to get to Shanghai to like be there for like opening and like see the park, and it just didn't work out, and we haven't been able to get back there since. So really hoping that maybe we can squeeze it in 2019. I don't know if that'll happen or not, but trying to go and visit our friends in Japan while they're living out there, and maybe we could like do like a short layover in Shanghai and just like pop in for like a day or two. We'll see. But since I have not been to the Shanghai parks, I personally do not have any Shanghai pins in my collection. I do have a WDI pin that like commenced the opening, but I didn't really count that as being from Shanghai because it was still just from the Mickey's of Glendale store in California. It did not come to us from the Shanghai park. So for this, I pulled a pin from Johnny's collection because he has quite a few alien pins now that did come from Shanghai. He had like a pickup person and they shipped it over here to us. So I am going to show one of his pins, but I really hope that someday soon, or at least in the near future, I will be able to purchase a Shanghai pin for myself once I actually step foot in that park. So the pin that I chose from Johnny's collection, there were actually two that I really wanted to show because I think one of them is just so stinking cute. It's probably one of my favorite alien pins of his, but I actually chose like a secondary favorite, and that is this Wheezy and Alien in the spinning Alice cup pin. And the reason I'm choosing this is because a couple of days ago I did an ornament tour. If you didn't check that out already, I'll link that up above. Go watch it, take a look at all of our little Disney ornaments from all over the world, and you will see that part of Johnny's Christmas present from this year was an ornament that looks identical to this pin. And yes, like I gave him his Christmas present early because whenever I buy stuff, I just usually can't wait to give it to the person, so I already gave it to him. And plus then we can enjoy it this year. But it is the cutest little ornament, and this is the cutest little pin to go with it. So here is Alien and Wheezy, and they are just like laughing and having a fun time pretending that they are in the teacup ride at Walt Disney World. Of course, for this series, it is supposed to be toys pretending that they are in the parks with just like everyday household objects. So this is not the real teacup ride, but instead it is a teacup, and then you've got the little creamer and spoon, and I just think that again, this is a really adorable pin, and it is from the Shanghai parks, which makes it even cooler. Alright guys, that is gonna be it for today. I really hope you enjoyed taking this like little trip around the world a la Disney style with me. Again, thank you for letting me make just kind of a calm, sit down, chill, let's chat video because like I said, like still kind of just like tired from yesterday, and yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Because this is technically a pin tag kind of challenge, I am gonna bring it back, and I am going to tag a few people that have been like really getting into pin collecting lately because I wanna see what they have. So the first person I am going to tag is going to be Princess Minnie, or Kate if you know her. She is like the queen of mystery pin unboxings. She has done unboxings from like basically every park possible. So her pin collection has just like exploded. So I'm pretty sure she could hit up most of these parks if she wanted to. So I would love to see her edition of this. And the second person that I am going to tag is actually Megan of Mickey's Magic. Like, Megan has so many pins. I feel like I've only seen like the very tip of the iceberg for her. I asked her recently how many pins that she has, and her answer was just like crazy. She honestly has so many pins, so I would love to see like how close she gets to being able to complete this challenge as well, because she has a lot of really unique pins. She has been collecting for like a really, really long time. I don't remember the exact year she said she started, but it was like close to like early 2000s. So she's been around for quite some time. All right guys, so let me know what your favorite pin was down in the comments below. Are we pin twins? I always love to know what pins I have in common with you guys, so let me know. While you're down there, definitely give this video a big thumbs up, and again, if you haven't already, definitely consider subscribing. I will see you guys tomorrow for the 10th day of Vlogmas. It is Monday, so we've got a little bit of pin mail, and we'll see what else I get up to. Might do something a little more like vlog style, we will see. So as always guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!